Hey everybody, Wandering Kid here. Welcome back to my SubNautica playthrough. We recently went out and tried to rescue LifePod 3, but we lost him. And we've got some gear and equipment that we're going to want to be building up here shortly. First batter up is we want to get this compass built. So we're going to need a wiring kit and some copper wire. So we'll grab a copper wire and we'll grab the wiring kit. Simple enough. And then over here, we now have a compass. And we have a compass. There we go. So, now we can see directions. Let's head upstairs for a second. So, definitely about the middle of the ship is due east from our life pod. Out there. Out here, there is basically cloud banks. Some of them matter, some of them don't. But basically, we're east. To the southeast is about the bottom of, or the hull of the ship, the back of the ship, the engines. There we go. And over here, about east by northeast will be the bow of the ship. And we'll care about that here in a little bit. In the meanwhile, next thing we're going to want to make is our tools. We don't have the laser cutter yet. We haven't opened it up, but we do want to make the habitat builder. So that's a wiring kit, computer chip, and a battery. So the wiring kit, we're going to pretty much use up our available silver. I've got one piece of silver left. The computer chip is going to require some table coral samples and some more copper wire. So we can get the copper wire done while we're here. And we're going to have to go out and pick up some coral samples. And while we're there, we're going to pick up a couple of extra mushrooms just to make life easier. So before, when we went for water, we went over here and we got the giant coral tubes. Now we're looking for the table coral, and that looks like this. These are these guys. They're just hanging off the edges of places. And we'll just grab two for now, because we just need two for the chip. Did I get two? I got one. Where's the other one? Alright, you know what? We'll just smack another one off. Take it. And we'll just grab a couple of, two more fungus. Or mushrooms, so we can make another battery. And we'll head back to house. Shut that off. Save some juice. There we go. Okay, so the next batter. Up here in electronics, we will make a computer chip. And another battery. So we've opened up also... Acquired. We've just opened up the advanced wiring kit, which is down here. So it takes a wiring kit, some more gold, and a computer chip. There's not too many things you need the advanced wiring kit for, but that's downstream. Over here, we've opened up a new deployable. This is the mobile vehicle bay. We don't care about that for a little bit. We will want to make a grab trap at some point, but in the meanwhile, should be tools. We can make the habitat builder. And the habitat builder is going to be what we can...
Tool is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
And there we go. Finally, we have the radiation suit that opened up. We've got lead. I've got the lead stored in over here. But what we didn't get was fiber mesh, and that's because I just never bothered to pick it up yet. So we're going to go grab some fiber mesh. I need to find the kelp. Alright, so now that we're here, underwater, the LifePod 3 was off on our north. LifePod 17 is going to be off on our west. And over here should be some kelp to our east. Oh, south, sorry. So there's LifePod 17 on the west, southeast-ish, doesn't really matter. Any kelp will do for what we're doing. What we're going to do is we're going to just hack off a couple of chunks of creepvine. And that's all we need.
Acquired.
And now we just got to get back to the base, which is to our northwest right now. Come on. Turn that off. Thank you. So over here in resources, we've opened up the fiber mesh. It takes 2 creep vine samples to make. We need 2 fiber meshes. There we go. So the creep vine samples are 4x4s inside your inventory. By using 2 of them, so 4x8, you get 1 fiber mesh out of it. Over here we've got some lead. Put this to use. And we will make ourselves a radiation suit. So over here, the radiation suit, when we make it, opens up two components. Well, 3 actually. Opens up the suit itself, the helmet, and the gloves. We don't have the chips yet. We'll get them down the line. So all 3 components matter. When you start swapping out the radiation for the Rebreather suit, which is something we can build here eventually. If we take a look at personal, here's our Rebreather. We need another wiring kit, which means I need more silver yet again, and some fiber mesh, and I can start using the Rebreather. But we're not going into deep waters yet, so I'm not too worried about it. Over here we have opened up the Pathfinder Tool, which requires 5 creep vine samples and some titanium. That's pretty cheap, actually. It's simple enough to make. What it is, it's basically a tracking mechanism for if you're going into deep caves and you want to follow yourself back out. It's also somewhat useful for finding wrecks. In both cases, I don't care right now. Right now, I'm pretty low on water, so we'll slurp some of that down. We're going to need to get some food here shortly, which means equipment or tools. Where is my grab trap? Oh, that's a deployable. There's the grab trap. I need more battery. Okay, so I just need to go grab a couple of... Okay, where am I? This is home. And I believe... What is that? That looks pretty... Oh, my flare is still going. Look at that. Anyway, off here to my southeast is where my mushrooms are. So we'll come up here, grab a new battery. Let's see, resources, electronics, make the battery. And then from there, we will make ourselves a grab trap. You only need 1. They pretty much never run out of juice. And we will slap it into one of our pieces. I don't need the repair kit on me right now. And this is how it works. We have trap, release, and it grabs people. And we'll just go snag some peepers or whatever edibles are nearby. Come on, gimme.
New creature discovered.
This also can be helpful if we've got the scanner, because it helps you scan things, because they're going to be tough to catch, like so. And we'll just pick up a couple of fish here, and then you pick up your grab trap. Simple enough. Hop in. And cook dinner. So, because I found some peepers, I can either do the cured version or the cooked version. We'll just do cooked. You typically will only do cured versions.
The fabricator cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
Anyway, you typically only do you'll do cooked fish most of the time. You'll only do them salted if you've got a lot of salt and you're just being really lazy about keeping supplies. But the cooked peepers are some of the best peepers you'll find. 32 food, 5 water on them. So 2 of them feed me off. I probably could have kept the last one. We're just going to eat him to actually just eat the inventory up. And then we'll just stick the grab trap somewhere. But I have no room. So we're coming back to the whole habitat builder problem. We're going to stick in 2. I'm going to grab some of this titanium. I need some quartz. I don't think I have enough copper for what I want to make. Alright, I'll need to find a little bit of copper. Solar kit. Let me just find a little limestone here, and I'll be back with you guys in a second.
Local scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
So I was looking around here, trying to figure out where, I'm just basically poking around for, there we go, come on, get up there. I really wish this thing would sit at water level better while I have a conversation. Okay, so I found a little bit of copper, I found some titanium and stuff like that, but I was having some trouble finding copper. I did find one more piece. But what just happened was, let's take a look at this. So, local scans, nearby cave entrance, 90 meters, unknown environmental biome. This is important. This actually brings us to a new biome, but I don't have any beacons right now to be able to play with. Which is frustrating, because I can't actually mark this location, and it's going to be hard to find again with that single voice log coming up as where the problem is. And apparently I'm missing, there we go. If we come over here to the data bank though, geological data, this is the general planet itself. Equipment doesn't help, that's the radiation suit we just got, and indigenous life forms or some coral fauna, flora, things like that. So there's no way to easily find this again. It's part of the problem. So what we're trying to do, over here I have 400 meters in the directly northeast of me, and I have 700 meters to the northeast of me. So northeast, northeast. I'm going to pause for a second. So somewhere around here is this cave that seems like it should be a very interesting find. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it as due northeast of the life pod at 400 meters horizontal. And I'm going to use north by northeast on life pod 3. Life pod, there we go. Life pod 3, and that is at 700 meters. So I've given myself 2 points of triangulation, and somewhere down there is an interesting place, and we're going to come back to that another time. But this is going to be the only way I can find it right now, because I haven't even opened up any kind of beacons. So in the meanwhile, I'm still on the hunt for some extra copper, so I will be back with you guys in a little bit. Okay, well, I've got enough for now. I'm dropped by the life pod, and one of the things I wanted to point out was I'm at 4% power on the Sea Glide, which means it's about to run out of juice completely. Oops, let's get up here. Come on, get up. Now, I don't have any form of battery chargers anymore. So to get more charge on the Sea Glide or those guys, I'm going to have to build more batteries and just swap them in and out, because they start off at 100%. But there's no other way to really charge batteries for a little while. So, it is what it is. I need a little bit of help here because, well, I blew up a couple of crash fish while I was poking around looking for things. So, well, suck down my first aid kit. But I've got 4 pieces of copper, which should get me where I need to do. So, let's build a base. Or actually, you know what? It's been a long enough run for this particular round. We've grabbed up our components that we needed for the next set. We built up some equipment. We've got our, there we go, compass. We've got our radiation suits up. We've gone grab trapping for extra food. And we have plenty of secondary gear. Not secondary gear. We have enough supplies in copper and quartz and things like that to do what we need to do. So I think our next step is going to be to start building out a very minor base out here in the safe shallows. And once we get that figured out and we go check out a couple of other things, at some point we'll go back and try to check out the cave entrance at 90 meters and go see what we can find out about the unknown environmental locale. So in the meanwhile, what we'll do is we'll take a break here, and I will see you guys next time. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a like or subscribe if you're enjoying. See you later.